How's it going, everybody? My name is just Jared, but you can just call me Jared no matter what my channel name still says. I've never had exclusive early access to a game before recently, and I've never been selected to make content on a game prior to the world playing it, so this feels pretty awesome. Even more awesome because I couldn't picture this moment any better. We're talking about Death Trash today, a pixel art, open world, single player RPG that I've been following the development of for 4 years, going all the way back to when I was covering indie games on the channel. It feels like forever ago. This video has been a long time coming, and while I maybe didn't expect it to be like this, covering loot in games like we do now, it's just so cool that I actually have this opportunity. So a big thank you to the developer and to everyone who helped me get early access to the Death Trash demo. You guys rock. And for you watching, you don't have long to wait till you'll be able to try the demo for yourself during Steam's Next Fest. You can download and play the Death Trash demo from June 16th to the 22nd. Now let's talk about Death Trash. In Death Trash, you can create your little pixel art character who you will be exploring the large, fleshy, horror-like filled world with. There's a strong focus on storytelling, tons of characters to meet along the way, choices that affect the world and those characters, stats and skills to choose when leveling up, side missions and quests to go on, a giant flesh squid thing who just wants a friend, puke to gather, a naked man that you can let live or kill like I did. Why did I do it? I don't know. You can even grab a friend and visit the puke bar together or go on a murder spree killing every NPC in the game. Yes, that's possible. Do it all by yourself or with a friend in the optional local co-op mode. And of course, last but not least, there's loot, there's items, there's crafting, there's merchants. We're going to talk about all of it right now. Right off the bat, I'm pretty confident when I say there's no item rarities in Death Trash. In my experience with the demo, it seems like the game is built around you being able to use whatever kind of weapon you want to use. You won't be looting an old rifle from an enemy and replacing your old rifle with that one because it has different stats or does more damage. Every old rifle is the same in terms of fire rate, damage, etc., but there's different versions of each weapon type. In the demo, you start out with an old rifle, but if you end up killing an NPC, like me, for testing purposes, they can drop you just a rifle, which has better damage, output, etc., etc. There's a multitude of guns in the game. You got rifles, shotguns, pistols, energy weapons that shoot lasers, automatic weapons, grenades, rocket launchers, and there's an ammo economy as well, and different ammo types for each weapon type. Depending on how hard you set the difficulty, you might struggle with ammo, so you want to use it wisely. I played the demo on standard mode because I'm not someone who gets turned on by insane difficulty that makes me want to tear my eyes out like this guy. Once I learned how to craft, which happens early on in the game, crafting ammo became relatively easy, so I only ran out like once or twice. But running out of ammo is fine if you're building your character with strictly a melee build. You've got blunt and bladed weapons like cudgels, swords, axes, and hammers, with many more to acquire as you progress further into the game. There's also weapon attachments that you can find and purchase from merchants that give you bonuses to specific stats on whatever weapon you equip it to, ranged or melee. You also have resistances to damage types like fire, energy, biological, and mental, so assuming there's weapons that also deal some or all of those damage types isn't probably far off, although I've yet to find an elemental-based weapon in the demo. You have 5 slots for gear in your inventory, a slot for your ranged weapon, your melee weapon, headwear, body armor, and a trinket. Body armor gives you resistances to ranged, blunt, and bladed damage types, at least the armor I found in the demo does, with I'm sure many more to find. And the headwear I found, all different kinds of bandanas, give you resistances as well. And as far as I know, there's no trinkets in the demo, so they could do anything, who knows. Let's talk about items. You find items literally everywhere in this game, off corpses, off enemies, from plants, from crystals, from machinery, destroyed robots, lockers, secret rooms. You can pickpocket items from anyone if you've spec'd into pickpocketing. You can lockpick your way into caches and doors if you've spec'd into lockpicking. You can literally puke on the ground with a press of a button and pick up your own puke. That's an actual in-game feature that exists. Some items increase your health, like meat, organs, and canned food. Some items give you lore, information, or extra experience points, like notes, text, and memorabilia. Some items you just sell to merchants for gold, like gems, quartz, and artwork. Some items you use to get drunk, like booze. And some items are used purely for crafting, like, okay, here we go, you've got metal, mechanics, trash, wood, notes, fabric, med ingredients, meat, brains, zircon, and my personal favorites, wonder shrooms and hexen fingers. Crafting in Death Trash is pretty self-explanatory. You can deconstruct almost any item you get for various crafting materials, and in the demo at least, you can craft all ammo types, multiple consumables like nano health and focus energy, which give you lots of health and lots of focus energy charges. We'll talk about those in a second. You can also craft different gadgets like lockpicks and a throwable item called blips that distract characters and enemies. You use those focus energy charges that I just mentioned on your implant abilities. You can find as well as purchase these implants, at least in the demo version of the game, and you can equip multiple ones at a time. You've got implants like Shock, which stuns enemies around you so you can get a few easy hits off. Fire Circle ignites enemies around you. Legion of Flesh summons a bunch of flesh creatures that fight by your side. Superior Fitness is a passive implant that reduces the stamina cost of stealth mode and dodge rolling. Vanish lets you, well, vanish from the sight of enemies, and there's a lot more. Some of these implants you can only use if you've spec'd enough points into certain core stats. Occultism gives you access to the summoning implants. Cybertech allows you to use cyber implants and increases your damage with advanced weaponry. And Strength enables you to use better melee weapons and lets you get the ability to block. Those are just a few examples. You also have a variety of skills in the game that increase your social, combat, and trickery abilities, from bartering with merchants and talking to animals, to stealthily taking out enemies and pickpocketing NPCs for free loot. There's quite a bit to choose from to make your character exactly how you want. Oh, you also have memories, which are like your implants, but on a separate tab. I really have no idea what these are about, but I have two memories. One that increases my max health, and another one that is just the memory of a naked man. And that's an early glimpse of the loot and RPG mechanics you can expect to see in Death Trash. As far as possibilities go, you can do whatever you want in this game. I went through the demo playing as pretty much a good guy, besides killing that naked man. Whoops. But once the demo mission was over, I wanted to see what I could do. So I attacked the robot guards in the main town area and started a war, which led to a few townsfolk deaths, but I was able to loot their bodies, so it was a win for me. I went back to all the old quest giver NPCs and killed them, one of which had a boss-like health bar, not sure why because he died pretty quickly. I killed the town doctor, and she had a unique bandana I hadn't seen before. Attacked the fleshy guy that I befriended in the beginning, thinking that there's no way I can fight him, but you definitely can, and he summons a lot of enemies that destroyed me almost instantly, but I'm sure there's a way to kill him. I just don't really have the patience to try it. Personally, I'm absolutely loving the demo of Death Trash. It's fun, it's funny, the story is unique and equally weird, but I'm down with it. The combat feels nice and somewhat challenging. The stealth attacking and backstabbing is very satisfying, and the potential for hidden secrets, hidden dialogue, and hidden loot gets me hyped to play the full release. Once again, I want to thank the developer for letting me play the demo early. It was an absolute blast of a time. Go wishlist this game on Steam. I'll leave a link down in the description for you, as well as a link to the Death Trash official Twitter page. Don't forget, you can play the Death Trash demo on Steam from June 16th to the 22nd, and the early access for Death Trash begins on August 5th, with the full release scheduled for sometime next year, with a planned launch on every single console, including the Nintendo Switch. That's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up for me because it makes me feel happy and good inside, and subscribe for more news centered around the loot and itemization mechanics in games. Also, if you subscribe within the next 1,483 days, I will personally hand deliver you your very own sample of my puke. This is so gross to think about that I can't even go on with this bit. I'm just going to end it here. Goodbye.